Okay. So would you like to introduce yourself first?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my name is Anjali Verma. I live here in Madhya Pradesh, and I completed my graduation, and I just started my post graduation. And in post graduation, I opt to MA Hindi literature. And my hobbies are reading books, reading Ramayan, reading particularly self-help books, and Ramayan. With that, I love to paintings and mythological paintings, and I love to spending time with nature as well. So that's pretty much about me.
All right. That's amazing. That's great. So you are doing your MA in Hindi literature, right? Or you have already completed it?
Yes, no, ma'am. I'm doing.
Okay. Do you have a YouTube channel as well?
Yes, ma'am. I have a YouTube channel where I posted some videos, and I try to post my content on a consistent manner. But sometimes it's not possible for me because of my studies and network glitch, ma'am. All time we are just facing the network issue, ma'am. So that's why it's not possible for me to upload content on a daily basis.
I understand that. Yes. But not a problem. I can see you are very enthusiastic and thrilled to have a conversation with people, and that's a good thing because it helps you in
Yes,
growing.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
And
ma'am. For that, ma'am, for that sake of learning and showing my consistency on this language, that's why I took a challenge on my YouTube channel. I took a 30-day English speaking challenge, and in this challenge, I try to speak because I'm not a good speaker, I can say, because I make mistakes. So that's why I try to connect with people and try to speak as much as I can. So that's why I take a challenge, and for that challenge I upload my content, and I just show my consistency to myself that yes, I can do something for my English, and I did that, ma'am.
okay. Right, Anjali, I got you. So, would you like to tell me a brief about your transition from Hindi language to English?
It's ma'am, we can say it's transition, but it's not that much big because I understand English properly. When people say something to me, I understand them, but I'm not completely express my thoughts towards any topic. It's not completely a transition phase, but it's my learning phase, you can say.
Yeah. My
English is something that I realize that it is very important skill. It's not only a subject, but it is a skill. And in today's era, we have to acquire that skill. So that's why I'm learning this language. And I'm not in a subjective manner. I just try to learn it to communicate people, to express myself, to learn and to grow in life. So that's why I'm learning that language. And yes, I opt Hindi as my subject in my masters because I want to prepare for my exams, and student Hindi is something that I have a command on that subject, and I can do very good. I can do my work in a very well manner in this subject. So that's why I picked Hindi as my subject in post graduation, so that I can use it.
okay, now I got it. I understood. Why have you chosen this subject? Okay, that's great. And you have took this challenge as well for 30 days to speak in English and to talk with strangers, I guess. So I'm sure you're going to upload this video on your
Yes, ma'am.
channel. So feel free to ask any question if you have.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I have. My question is that I feel that I'm very weak in my grammar portion because I try to, when I write something, I write it on a proper manner. I make sentence according to the formula and the structure. But when I speak, I forget the rule, and I just speak on I just speak on a very rough manner. So I feel that it's not good. So how can I remove that?
See, English grammar is something which require a lot of attention, and especially if you want to, requires a lot of attention and focus, and especially the tenses which we have been studying since our childhood, right? And I think tenses is something everybody knows, but there are more spices which are added over time, which are structures. So it requires, it's like mugging up those structures, and then when it comes to speaking, that is something different. anybody who is like okay in grammar can still hold a conversation very confidently. So I would say every time if I'm thinking in my mind when to use into, or should I use for, should I add to here, should I use on, should I use over, which preposition should I use, if every time I'm thinking about it, I will not be able to speak fluently, right? So yes, I do understand that grammar is absolutely mandatory for anybody to mug up and to understand structures, but speaking comes with practice. Now, since you have taken a challenge, when you will see yourself talking to strangers, when you put yourself in different situations, you will be able to understand how your brain is memorizing those structures and eventually you are speaking. So far, whatever you spoke, I did not find any mistake in that. And in fact, myself, I don't know all the grammar thing, I'm not very well versed with all the grammar rules, but still I can easily manage a conversation. The reason is because I'm habitual of speaking. I'm more emphasizing on delivering my speech with my thoughts and my knowledge. I'm using my knowledge in order to tell you something, in order to, set that message across. I'm just using my knowledge. And somebody who is a civil aspirant, somebody who's preparing for UPSC, is someone who is very bright minded. This is what I believe. And you people know exactly, even if you are put in a situation which is imaginative situation, maybe you can definitely answer well. So your brain works holistically, and same approach you can use when you speak. So rather than focusing on grammar all the time, just try to speak your mind and heart out. Don't think about whether the structure will fall in place properly or not. It's just that the message should be conveyed, right? And sorry for my bad throat, but yeah, I'm just saying, when over time you will find yourself a very confident speaker and you will find yourself a fascinated one. Like, you will feel that yes, now I feel, Anjali, you are doing very well. So it will happen with practice and with time. It is not going to happen overnight for sure. Try to make that environment around you. If you're really interested to become a well articulated speaker, then I would only suggest you to create that environment around you, that environment in which you eat, drink, and sleep English. That's the mantra.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, as you mentioned about the environment, so as I told you that I am from the Hindi medium background, and in my family nobody speaks English. We are talking in our native language. But when I first thought that now I understand people, and it's time to take a step ahead for this learning process. So I have to speak with some other people and some co-learners and some tutor. So that's why I just scroll YouTube, and where I find that yes, there is some people, they just do conversation with each other for improving their English, and then my mind clicks that I have to do the same, and I have to connect with people, I have to communicate my thoughts. I know that I am in the initial phase. I just make so many mistakes, but it's disappear after some time when I speak with so many peoples. I just grab their ideas, how they learn, how they understand this language. What they share their learnings with me, and from their learnings I include some points from their learning to mine, and after sometimes gradually I can speak in a very fluent manner, but I have to do hard work for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hard and smart work both
Yes,
simultaneously. And I'm sure you'll get through it
yes, ma'am.
with flying colors.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And ma'am, I have one more question, that I read some books. I read self-help books, but sometimes I don't understand some word, and I just Google it, and I just search what the meaning is, what is the meaning of that word, and I find that meaning, and I make some sentences related to that meaning. But when I speak, I'm not able to use that word in my speaking. I thought when I write the meaning, I just thought that yes, it's something that I can add in my speaking. But when I speak, I forget that word and I just speak in a normal manner and very simple English. I'm not able to add that vocab into my speaking.
Yes, it happens
So
with
how can
everyone.
I do
Yeah.
that?
I believe it happens with all of us. We can't remember the vocabularies for a longer period of time, and especially like thousands of words all at once. It is a tricky task, honestly. And I think when I used to read books, which I don't now, but whenever I used to read books, I do the same, like underline the word which I don't understand the meaning. I'll just try to Google search it, and the only thing I remember it for a longer period of time is when I'm using it every single day. For example, if you learn some word today, try to use it today, try to use it tomorrow in different context. And as you have told me that you make sentences out of that word, I think that's a great way of doing it. Great way of learning that word, but you need to use it multiple times and then it will be embedded into your system.
I ma'am, I realize that when I write some word, that I search and I wrote that meaning of that word and I make sample sentences. But I realize that when I make my own sample sentences,
Yes.
after that I am very much able to remember that word again, rather than if I just see some sample sentences on Google and just copy and paste it on my notebook. So that's not that much beneficial to me. But when I wrote my own words, when I wrote my own sentences related to that word, after that I can feel that yes, I can remember that on a longer period of time.
Yes, it happens because when we write out of our own experience, because we remember our own stories for a longer period of time. In fact, we remember it for a lifetime. We never forget our experiences, right? Because we have an emotional engagement with our own situations, and I think
Yes,
that's the best way of doing it. Don't copy and paste from ChatGPT or from Google. Just try to make your own sentences. Yeah, that is the right way of doing it. Absolutely, Anjali. I think your video got stuck. Yes, Anjali?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I can understand the network glitch at your end. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, one more question that I want to ask, that how can a person do active listening? Because I do listen, I listen English podcast, I listen some native speakers as well. I listen conversational videos.
Mhm.
But I think that yeah, I grab some information from that, but not that much, because I feel that some words are missing by me. Because when I just try to listen, I listen the conversation in a conversation manner, not a kind of thing. It's not a kind of thing for me that I'm not able to understand each and every word. Some words that I'm not able to understand, I just keep them as it is. I'm not finding the meaning, because after the conversation was finished, I'm not rewatch that, and I'm not just read those words that are in that conversation. So it is how can I overcome it, ma'am?
Yeah. Uh, the first way of sorry, the first way of actively listen to someone is absolutely absorbing yourself into listening someone. Like for example, if I'm doing some household chores, just give me a minute. Okay. There are people, including me, like if I'm doing something in the kitchen, I'll just play one podcast at in the corner and I'm just listening to it as an entertainment, I should say. But if you are listening to a conversation, what happens is you don't have to pay attention to every word because you are trying to take key aways from it, right? So what you have to do is, for example, a person like the two people who are talking to each other, and if I'm expressing myself in a thrilling way, or if I'm expressing happiness. So, for example, I've used this word delightful, or if I've used that I was really enthusiastic, or at some point when I'm trying to make other person understand that I'm feeling low, and I use this word, I was overwhelmed. So you just have to pick those words and connect it with the feelings which we already know, feelings of happiness, sadness, anger, frustration. And then there are, I'm sure everyone who is speaking, they tells their own story, they give some examples. Try to connect, try to understand that example. Okay, what is she or he is trying to convey? So it's not that you have to mug up the exact word. You can Google search it, and if you're not finding that word really fascinating, then you can replace it with a synonym. For example, if you feel that probably you see that disheartening is not your kind of word, then you can look for its synonym. There are few words which you can't pronounce in a better way. I mean, I can also fumble at times. I should replace it with a simpler word, right? Which suits my personality. So I'm not, if I'm watching some
Yes, ma'am.
conversation, if I'm watching a podcast, yes, I have to take key aways from it, but I don't have to copy them. I don't have to imitate every single word. Anjali should have a flavor of herself, right?
I understand.
Yes. So active listening, it comes with
Okay, ma'am.
it comes with time, honestly, because what happens is like you're talking to me and in your brain you're thinking of the next question, or probably you are thinking of something else. At the same time, you're listening to me. So it will come with time when your multiple browsers are kind of shut down and only one browser is open and you are only listening to me. So not to really worry about it. Active listening comes with time when you practice enough.
But ma'am, because when I try to listen, as you told that you put your phone into the kitchen and just listen, I do the same. And but ma'am, it's helped me a lot because I'm I'm speaking, I'm doing my conversation videos with Twitter, and the conversation things happens with me just before 3 or 4 weeks, just 2 or 3 weeks before I do that conversation practice with Twitter. But before that, I'm not doing it, and I have not done a single conversation with anyone. The listening is something that gives me the confidence that yes, I can speak with other peoples because I listen a lot, but not in a completely focused manner, not in a manner that I just on a video do what you say, that I am also the person who just play a video and listen on a doing their home chores. So I am doing the same, but that helps me a lot.
Okay.
That gives me the confidence, and from that confidence, I think that I understand people what they are saying. I can understand them very well. But for the speaking part, that you have to speak for the speaking skill, so that's why I think that now I have to speak.
Yes. Yeah, I do understand that we have time constraint, and we can't give that 30 minutes or 40 minutes to a podcast. It is little challenging, to take out those 40 minutes from your busy schedule. But still, I would suggest you, even if you give 10 minutes to listen to a podcast, just give 10 minutes holistically. Don't do anything with it. Otherwise, you will see a difference when you listen to something wholeheartedly. You are there in that moment and you are not doing any other task. Just do that, because you become a good speaker when you are an active listener. If you are listening to me actively, you will be able to frame more uh, better questions, follow up questions, because you are listening to me actively. And if you're not listening to me, you will not be able to frame better questions, right? So that's
Yes,
the key. And I understand, since
yes.
you're preparing for this a very tough examination, I can understand that you really have to devote a lot of time to different subjects, and you really have to mug up all those subjects ranging from history to political science. But still, if you are really keen to become a good speaker, just try to give at least 30 minutes in a day. That will really help you,
Okay, ma'am.
right?
Do you think that writing practice helps us in our speaking skill?
Mm. I can just talk about myself. Writing has literally helped me a lot. And writing is something which broaden the imaginative horizon. And especially for writing examination of civil services, you really need that imaginative thinking when you are writing an essay, or when you are asked to write a question, or you are given certain political situations, and then you have to frame answers. In those situations, you have to be an imaginative thinker, and your writing should be very skilled. So writing has helped me a lot. And writing, when you write things scientifically, new neurons are generated in our brain as compared to only listening or only speaking. Because writing, when we are making those, when I'm writing a spelling or word, it is just getting embedded into a system, into the brain for a longer time. And it has literally helped me. Yeah.
Our brain word, and when we try to learn any new thing, our brain is very much active at that point, and I we just learn new things very in a very quick manner. So yes, we can say that when we write something, our brain has expanded, and we can put more information together.
Yes, that's true. Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, do you do when we speak and when we communicate with each other, you find some mistakes in my speaking style. So can you please suggest anything to me? Uh, and with that, I can improve my English speaking, and with that, I can improve my fluency as well.
Okay. I think, see, from my experience, I can tell you one thing, that there is no issue in your fluency. You are speaking in a flow for sure. That means your thought process is really working very well, and you are able to articulate your thoughts. I always tell pronunciation is something you can work on. You can definitely you can work on certain phrases to express yourself emotionally. And so that, language is all about, if I'm feeling anger, it should be reflected in my words, through my words. So a little more expressive. And otherwise, I mean, I am no one to suggest you something. You are doing it very well. And I know once we practice things, we become more articulated. And just keep practicing with other learners like me. Just keep practicing, have conversations with others, try to understand their perspective, try to work on your knowledge part as well. English is just a medium to express yourself, and just express who you are originally from here. Right? We don't have to copy anyone. This is who I am, and I'm unapologetically myself. Always choose words mindfully. Don't, like, the choice of words reflects who you are. So your choice of words should be, it should be very wisely. You should choose your words. And I'll just say that, yes, keep writing your thoughts, keep working on yourself, and surely one day you will come up with flying colors, without a doubt.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words, and I'm very grateful for our session, and every people who are with me in this journey. And I just give my best. I try to complete this challenge, and after finishing this challenge, I'm not close this journey. I am consistent in my learning process, and one day, yes, I'll make sure that I will be a good speaker. And I can I can say that I have the ability to do that, and I have that gut feeling in myself that I can do. But right now, I'm not in that phase. After finish,
We can wrap the session up. It was amazing talking to you, and all the best for your exam.
yeah,
Do well.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you so much for connecting.
Thank you, Anjali. I love your confidence level. Keep shining. Okay. And have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Have a great day
I,
to
I
you
will
too,
share
ma'am.
the recording
Bye.
with you. Yes. Bye bye.
Okay. Okay. Bye.